The warrior's name was Kalen Dravaris, and his clan knew him as the Wolf's Bane, a moniker earned due to his uncanny ability to defeat werewolves in battle. On this night, the blood moon hung heavy in the star-dusted sky, a celestial event that once every 100 years turned men into wolves and wolves into kings. Tonight, under the glow of that very same blood moon, he was to wed Lysara Vera, the most beautiful werewolf princess in all the realm, or so they called her. He'd never met her, never laid eyes on her, but her reputation preceded her like a howling wind. They said she was wild, untamable, and that her heart was as big as the moon in the sky. Now, normally, werewolves shied away from the full moon, hiding in the deepest parts of their lairs to wait out the worst of it. For it was during the full moon that their wolfish instincts took over, turning them into savage beasts. But tonight was no ordinary full moon, and the princess did not wish to hide. She wanted to be seen, to be taken. And as the first rays of the blood moon touched her skin, she shifted, not into a wolf, but into something in between, a creature of both worlds, half woman, half wolf, and twice as wild. She stood there on the edge of the forest, a queen surveying her domain, and she waited for the warrior to come to her. For weeks, her pack had scouted the borders, watching for the man who would bring her bane, the one who would end her life, the one to whom she was betrothed. When they finally found him, stalking through the trees like the predator he was, they brought him here to the clearing where she stood bathed in the silver light of the moon. And when he saw her, time stopped. The world, with its whispering trees and rustling leaves, faded away. All that was left was the two of them in the clearing, the warrior and the werewolf princess. In his hand, he held the ancestral axe, Wolfsbane, whose very touch could turn a werewolf back into a human, ending the curse forever. At least that's what the prophecy said. But he wasn't there to kill her. No, the prophecy spoke only of a meeting, not of a battle. He stepped forward, emerging from the trees like a god of the hunt, and she met him halfway. She was tall, even taller than he, and lean, with muscles that rippled under her skin like moonlight on water. Her eyes were the color of amber, flecked with green, and they burned with an inner fire. Her snout was dusted with frost, her canines elongated, and her lips were pulled back in a snarl that revealed her fangs. The warrior stopped in his tracks. This was no bride. This was a monster, a creature of nightmares made flesh. Yet as he looked into her eyes, he saw something else, something that made his breath hitch in his throat. He saw fear. "You're not the Bane," she said, her voice a low growl. "You're not here to end me." He shook his head, surprised that she already knew. "Then why have you come here?" she demanded, taking a step back. "Why have you brought the axe that could end my kind?" "I didn't bring it to end you," he said softly, his voice echoing in the stillness of the night. "I brought it to join you." Her eyes widened in surprise. "What?" He took another step forward, and this time she didn't pull away. "I'm here to stay," he said, and he meant it. The warrior laid down his axe and reached out to touch her cheek, and she leaned into his hand as if she'd been waiting for it all her life. The moment their skin touched, a jolt of energy surged through them both, and the forest around them seemed to sigh in approval. In that instant, he knew he had found his destiny, and she knew she had found her bane. The prophecy had spoken of a warrior who would bring her bane, and he was that warrior. But it had never spoken of a love like this, a love that defied the laws of nature and the rules of men. Under the blood moon, the warrior and the werewolf princess embraced, and in their arms, the prophecy found its ending, though none knew it then.